Hello everyone. Today we're going to be putting together what we've learned the past few days of writing equations and what we've learned about parallel and perpendicular lines to now actually write equations of parallel and perpendicular lines. So some important things that we need to remember is that parallel lines have the same slope. Perpendicular lines, however, have opposite reciprocal slopes. So remember that means that, for example, if my slope of my line is 1/2, then my perpendicular slope is going to equal the opposite sign. So since this one's a positive 1/2, this one's going to be negative. And then the reciprocal, so I'm going to flip around this fraction. So since this is 1/2, this would be 2/1, which is the same thing as 2. And then we also have our two equations of lines that we've learned, the two forms that we've learned about. And so when we have slope and a point of a line, we can write the equation of a line in point slope form. So remember, my m here is my slope, and then x1, y1 is the point that I'm given, that I plug in. And then we also have slope-intercept form, where m is still that same slope, and then b is your y-intercept. So let's go through some examples of going through slope-intercept form. So number 1 says to write an equation of a line in point slope form passing through the point -1, 1, that is parallel to the line y equals 2x minus 3. So here, important is to note what type of line we are writing. We are writing an equation of a parallel line. And so to write the equation of the parallel line, I am given my point that I want to go through, but I need to figure out my slope. Well, I want it to be parallel to this line y equals 2x minus 3. So I need to figure out what the slope of that is. Well, remember, since this is in slope-intercept form, the slope is just that number that's in front of x. So that means that my slope of this line is 2. And since I am wanting to write the equation parallel to this, I want my new equation to also have a slope of 2. However, I want it to go through the point -1, 1. And I want to write it in point slope form. Well, remember, for point slope form, I can write that whenever I have a point and I have the slope. And so I can fill in all the information for this equation. And so I have y minus y1, which is just 1, is equal to m, which is 2, times x minus x1. My x1 here is -1, so whenever I subtract a -1, that really becomes a positive 1. And because this was asking me to write it in point slope form, I can go ahead and leave it like this. So again, my first step was to first figure out the slope of my line. And here I saw that it was 2. Since I am wanting the equation of the line parallel to this, I have the same slope, but then I want it to go through this point here. And then I wrote the equation using that information. Okay, let's try number 2. So number 2, this one says to write the equation now in slope-intercept form. So that means I'm wanting it in y equals mx plus b form. Passing through the point 2, 3, that is perpendicular to the line 2x plus y equals 2. Okay, so this one's going to take a little bit more work, because when I'm looking at this equation right here, I can't immediately tell what the slope is, because 2x plus y equals 2 is actually in standard form. It's not in slope-intercept form where I can easily see what my slope is, and it's also not in point slope form where I can easily see my slope. So I'm going to have to first put this in slope-intercept form. And to do that, I need to get y by itself. So to do that, I need to move my 2x to the other side. So I want to subtract 2x. And so I get that y is equal to -2x plus 2. And now I have it in slope-intercept form. And so, since it's in slope-intercept form, I can tell that my slope here is -2. Now I need to look back at the question. The question is asking me to write the equation in the line that is perpendicular to this line. So that means I need to figure out my perpendicular slope. Well, my slope of this line is negative, so that means that my perpendicular slope is positive. And then I need to find the reciprocal. Remember, for any whole number, I can really put a 1 underneath this, so that means the reciprocal of this is going to be 1/2. So I have that my perpendicular slope is equal to 1/2, and I want it to go through the point 2, 3. So now I can plug this information into my point slope form. Well, my y1 here is 3, that's my y coordinate. My slope m is 1/2, and my x1 is 2. And since this one's asking me to go in slope-intercept form, I need to go ahead and distribute this out. So distributing the 1/2, I get 1/2 x minus 1/2 times 2 is just 1. Oops. And then add 3 to both sides. And so my answer is y is equal to 1/2 x plus 2.